and let us all do we can to build a better future.
Everyone, this one's dedicated to Ice Cream Nancy. Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, I haven't seen any of these videos.
Nancy. So, first of all, shout out to Jimmy Dore, who actually posted this wonderful tweet. I'm going to just read this wonderful tweet. So, first we're going to read this tweet. And again, it might be a little violent. There might be some nouns and pronouns, verbs and adjectives that might be a little violent and scary, but hold on, let's read it. Shout out to Jimmy Dore, Chicago's very own. He'll actually be here on August 7th for his awesome show. This is the proud corporate tool and radical enemy of the people that the hashtag fraud squad elected to be speaker and got exactly nothing for it. I pre-apologize for committing this kind of violence. Jimmy, don't you dare apologize, Jimmy. Don't you dare apologize. Because here's the thing. When we got Nancy, when our congressmen and women who were progressives, especially those who were on the Force the Vote petition, they chose to ignore the Force the Vote town hall for Medicare for All. They chose not to participate with the March for Medicare for All. They chose to not fight for $15 minimum wage increase. But yet, hey, they said down that Mama Bear's in, we might be able to get some things, but we didn't get anything. So Jimmy, don't ever apologize, because here, everyone, if we had to watch this video, you're going to watch it too, because it's Nancy talking about why we can't have student debt forgiveness. So let's play this video, Faze. Hang on. It's Nancy.
I think that the President of the United States has the power for debt forgiveness. He does not. He can postpone, he can delay, but he does not have that power. That has to be an act of Congress. And I don't even like to call it forgiveness, because that implies a transgression. It's not to be forgiven. Just freeing people from those obligations. So the question of who gets forgiven, to use the term of art that is out there, is a debate. Do we use whatever money there is for the broadest base of support of those with more people with even less debt, or fewer people with more debt? That's a policy discussion. But the difference between the president can't do it. So that's not even a discussion. Not everybody realizes that, but the president can only postpone, delay, but not
Then let's
forgive.
delay it for 100 years.
Hold on. She's wrong. Nancy, you're wrong, Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, that was supported by AOC and the fraud squad and all those other progressives who ran on Medicare for All. Wrong. The President of the United States does have the executive power to pardon and get rid of student debt. And remember, this is Joe 30330 that sided with the credit card corporations in 2005 to make student debt what it is.
True story.
This is the architect who made student debt. So technically, Joe Biden could reverse the damage that he did. Joe Biden could do that, but he's not. And the Democrats will never follow through with their promises. So, hey, brunch crowd, remember all that propaganda saying, oh, we got to stop Trump and Biden will deliver. It'll be great. The soul will come back. No! He's not going to do it. And here, shout out to Roger Meadows, good friend of the show. He's been sending me a lot of information about the powers that the President of the United States can. And the President, with executive orders, can get rid of student debt. There's no debate. The President of the United States can do it. He's just not going to do it. And so while Nancy's slurring, hang on, folks. Faze, you're going to have to pull up this next video. Because, again, we're going to find out why, we just can't get rid of student debt. So, good morning. A Sunday morning. Here's a little bit more of Nancy Pelosi.
That would be an attitude that people would have. But even take it on top of that, suppose your family was not, your child just decided they want to, at this time, not want to go to college, but you're paying taxes to forgive somebody else's obligations. You may not be happy about that. But you know what? We want all of our kids to reach their fulfillment. To the extent that they want to go to college, we do not want them to be prohibited from doing that for financial reasons. I've had high school students come in here and say with their grades, they're able to be accepted in the Ivy League here and there, but their family's economic situation does not enable that to
pause for
happen.
one
Oh my
second.
God, I want to throw something.
Can I just make the point that I don't believe that Nancy Pelosi has talked to a poor kid?
No,
I'm just going to
she
put that
hasn't.
out there. just a story she made up.
Yeah.
Because someone tell me a situation where Nancy Pelosi's like, oh, yes, let me talk to the poor children from high school. I really want to meet
And
with
it's
them.
not a photo op.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean that's more that's where you would see that
Yeah.
context.
It's-
Is if for the looks only.
It's funny, but Nancy Pelosi would be like, hey, the child came up to me and he said, Nancy, I want to ask many things, but the thing I want the most is for you to make sure that my people like me, I want you to make sure they're in college debt because I worked through the college debt and I'm selfish, so no one else should have the same
100%. And like, I don't know. Last time I checked, the way taxes work is you pay your taxes and they distribute it
Now you get outta here.
among the masses. I mean, I would hate to see someone have to pay taxes for somebody whose kid doesn't go to school, but another kid does. What an
Hey,
Okay.
hey
But hold
Nancy's like, and then he went further and said, I would really like my tax money to go to blowing up people, 90% of the
Yeah,
wrong people
right?
with drones in the Middle East. That'd make me really happy.
my brain wasn't even there. Now Daniel got me real pissed off.
Oh, no, hold on, wait. Before we play the rest of the video, Ozzy says this. The poorest child Pelosi has spoken to is a child of a millionaire. She's like, oh, no, bring forth this poor
great
child. Oh, your father's a millionaire? Oh, you poor thing. Here, let me touch you with my ice cream hands.
And-
oh, does that offend you?
Is that
Vote
like-
blue no
yeah.
matter who? Right
Yeah.
here.
And it's like, what was that other person that was in that millionaire in like Minnesota that got like food stamps stopped? He's like, I found a way that if I did this, this, and this with my income, I'm eligible for food stamps. Well, I'm eligible for food stamps. I'm a millionaire. And the state was like, okay, well, I guess because of that, no one gets food stamps.
I caught a Norman Keena.
Yeah, I know. I saw it too. Norman Keena, we're going to read what you said, buddy. You didn't redact it
Norman
fast
said
enough.
Kira will fail a modern day civics class.
Shout out to Norman Keena who's making this story just even so much better. But let's play the rest of that video. Again, we hear about why Nancy's saying we can't have student debt forgiveness. Oh, well, we'll just start
That
over
would
again.
be an attitude that people would have. But even take it on top of that, suppose your family was not, your child just decided they want to, at this time, not want to go to college, but you're paying taxes to forgive somebody else's obligations. You may not be happy about that. But you know what? We want all of our kids to reach their fulfillment. To the extent that they want to go to college, we do not want them to be prohibited from doing that for financial reasons. I've had high school students come in here and say with their grades, they're able to be accepted in the Ivy League here and there, but their family's economic situation does not enable that to happen because they have to stay close to home to work, to be part of the family situation. So what we'd like to do is have an economy that is fair, that gives opportunity, and does not hold anybody back because of financial reasons. And again, how some people may view the relieving people of this obligation has to be viewed in a fair way, where we have something that gives
Oh my God.
opportunity. That's the big word, opportunity to all of America's families. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I just want to let everyone know, everyone watching has a opportunity to buy a Lamborghini right now if you have the bit. And everyone has the opportunity to, by the way, I don't can anyone tell me who's making the argument that, oh no, kids today don't have the opportunity to go to school by taking out loans? That's kind of not specifically the thing that people are asking to fix, although it is kind of a side effect of what we do want to fix. The problem is, after they finish their school, now they have to go in corporate jobs because a lot of them are the only ones. Like, doctors do not, for the most part, ironically, only rich families have the funding to send a kid to college without student loans so they can go into poor areas and help them out. Poor kids in America do not have the ability, after they take out loans to go to get to their medical school, they do not have the ability to go back to their community to serve it because they won't make enough money.
Yeah.
Only the rich doctors from rich families can help the poor in our current system.
And you heard like the little game that she played there where she was like, they had good enough grades to go to Ivy League schools,
But they
but
can't.
they can't. And it's like, we don't have money to go to not Ivy League schools. I didn't go to an Ivy League school. It took me 14 years to pay off my student loans. I was
Oh my
paying more
God.
in student loans than I was in rent in Chicago.
Oh my God.
And it's,
See, this is the corrupt system. And hold on, wait, vote blue no matter who. Oh, and wait, AOC. That's right, AOC, and all the other members of the fraud squad, and all the congressmen and women who were on the forced to vote petition. There were 15 of them, including AOC. Yeah, there's your mama bear. There's your heavyweight champion. There's your fighter. This is why, again, working within the Democratic Party doesn't work. And Nina Turner, all the best to you. I do hope you do win, but I mean, I'm now worried that, again, whatever corrupted or whatever worm went inside the brains of those 15 congressmen and women who are on the forced to vote petition, it'll probably, I don't know, impact you as well. Because the sad fact is that when you're part of the Democratic Party, they don't care about working class families. That resistance, remember the resistance against Trump because Orange Man bad? Resistance, where you at? Resistance, where you at? Oh, that's right. All you bastards are right now eating your brunch, getting drunk off your mimosas. And so when 2022 comes around, you're going to do that fear pornography propaganda like, oh, we got to vote Democrats. We need progressives, more progressives in the White House. We need more progressives in Congress. We need progressives in the Senate. We need more progressives. We got to get more progressives. And what are they going to do? They're going to sit on their hands and not do a damn thing. And the thing is, I'm tired of waiting. No more pretty please. No more asking. And if this offends people, including, larger media outlets like TYT or BuzzFeed or Vice, don't protest in front of these elected officials' homes. Why not? They get a gold-plated healthcare system and so many other benefits. They get to live the American dream while the rest of us struggle. They make false promises and don't deliver anything to us. How dare they think that these politicians don't deserve to be, made to feel uncomfortable? They should be made to feel uncomfortable because these politicians don't deserve a nice, comfortable life while their people, the people they're supposed to represent, are dying and suffering. We don't have UBI. We don't have Federal Jobs Guarantee Act. We don't have Medicare for all. There's no medical debt forgiveness. There's no student debt forgiveness. We're going to war all the time.
Yep.
We're bailing out the banks. So, yeah, let's make these politicians' lives uncomfortable. Let's protest in front of their homes. Let's protest in front of their offices. Make them uncomfortable until they realize that we are the masters and they are the servants.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, look, I mean, we need to be doing stuff about this. And I think right now the left needs to really focus long-term thinking. That's everyone in this chat as well. Build your power base so that we can fight these people back. Right now, what happens if a group of people go outside McConnell's house or whatever? He just doesn't go home for a couple days, waits for them to go, and then pretends that nothing happens. If the politicians are not politically worried about going against us, how can we succeed? But it's also like they can't just ignore us consistently, whatever it is. We have to structurally be able to take them out. And so how do we do that? So, again, let's start first local and state level. Local level, it's quite easy to win elections with very, very few votes. If you're someone who lives in a local area, all you have to do is get 200 people to agree to vote the way that you guys as a group talk on a certain issue. That's enough in a lot of places to shift an entire election. I've seen elections in Chicago and the suburbs that had like 15 people vote in them. Take the base power, then move up, take the state power. Once you take the state, you control a lot of the ways the federal people get elected. Choose to not make your choice, but we have to act in a way that we not only, because we can't just knock them out of power, because then it's just like a shark's tooth. Another person just like them is going to replace them. We must have the power to not only replace them and maintain a system that's different than theirs. We've seen Squad get into politics and say they're going to change things and then decide not to. The base, the people in your area, they have to be afraid of going against them because they know, as a politician in America, the most important thing is to get reelected. They have to be terrified if they want to go against Medicare for all. They have to say, if I do this, there's a decent chance I'm not getting
Yeah, I'm not
reelected.
getting back.
If
Yeah.
we can't get them to think that, because you know who they feel that to? The lobbyists and big business interests right now.
Yep.
We need to get them as scared of us as they are of their lobbyists.
And you know, it's a great point, Daniel, because I was thinking about what Kit was talking, that really the job of a politician is to be in a place of discomfort pretty much all of the time. Our politicians should always be uncomfortable because they're either A, going against the people and with the elites, and therefore the people are making them uncomfortable, or they're with the people and against the elites, and the elites and the powers that be are making them uncomfortable. Being that is the sort of the game that's played, the people, the elites, and you're going to please one or the other, basically. And so what we're seeing largely, and what we saw, you know, in this last year, is opting for the discomfort from the people rather than, you know, the party leaders and wealthy corporations.
And by the way, there are a lot of Democrats out there that are perfectly fine with Nancy Pelosi's speech, in that they might go, oh, that's a little unfortunate that she says that, but they'll still support her. Those people have incomes. Those people have health insurance. Those people didn't have to pay for student loans or paid them off very quickly. It's an amazing thing when you look at like the amount of people that don't look at the people that attend Medicare for All marches. A lot of them don't have health care, and it's kind of important to them because their lives are very affected.
Yep.
Look at the people that don't attend Medicare for All rallies for the most part. People that have gold-plated insurance, like Congress. By the way, Congress doesn't think you need medical insurance, but they've given themselves literally the best tier that can be made. Congress doesn't think that you need retirement benefits or a UBI, but they give it to themselves every single year. Congress thinks that you should be happy with the minimum wage. Well, they control their own wage. Congress is for, personally to them, everything that they're against for you.
By the way, one last final note on this. Remember who these elected officials are, and when they start begging you to vote for them or canvass for them, you don't owe these. Here's the thing. Democratic voters, Republican voters, you don't owe these politicians anything. They abandoned you in 2020, and they're abandoning you now in 2021. You don't owe them anything. You don't owe them anything. They owe you. There's no debate about it. All of us are entitled to a well-deserved bailout. And these politicians, their system, their little neoliberal dream that they have, it's going to become their own nightmare because we've been living it for a very long time. So yes, you protest in front of their homes. You protest in front of their offices because they don't deserve to be comfortable. They don't deserve, even if they say they're fighting for us. I haven't seen them fight for us. With that being said, we're going to move on now for our next story.
So alt-left of you, Kit.
Hey! Does that make me alt left? Oh my goodness! I don't care.
That was just what was there for me. I'm sorry.
But isn't that crazy though? That propaganda is so effective. Television is so effective. Propaganda in general is so effective that there are people today that when Trump was elected were calling for Medicare for all, and now that it's a Democrat in office, they're like, shut up, shut up, shut up. We're not talking about that now. By the way,
Where are they at?
those same people, if a Republican gets elected, they're going to go, why isn't he giving us Medicare for all? I don't get it. What a terrible person. Even though he's exactly the same as the Democratic presidents and Congress. The outcome's the same. The messaging's different.
Yeah.